like just so I can kind of get a bearings of like what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong,
Okay.
and then we're gonna then we're gonna go back and we'll kind of go over some mechanics and things to think about and like kind of like the mid lane mentality, and then if you've got a hero or something you want to learn how to play or how you can play a current hero better, we can do that too. So that we're just gonna quickly play kind of like just a quick 1-2 just to see how it goes. So when we start, have you create hero, um, just any support. So create hero Lich or something like that, Lion. That way they can buy the courier, and you can give yourself 2 tangos, and then you can, um, purchase whatever item you want.
Oh, okay. That's brilliant. Okay. So wait. So who? Okay. Who
So
should I
pick whoever
pick?
you want, whoever you're comfortable with, whatever you
Oh
want to play, or
gosh.
whatever you're,
I don't even know who I'm
whatever
comfortable with.
whatever your heart desires.
Hmm. I'll just go with Viper. Viper. I'm pretty comfortable
Okay.
with Viper.
Okay. Cool. Mid Dominator. So all right, and then create hero Lich.
Do I need to do that for myself? How do I do that?
Yeah, just so it'll buy the courier so that you don't have to, and then so you can
What do I type?
type dash create hero 1 word space Lich.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
And then give it a couple seconds so it can buy some items, and then when it buys the courier, um, activate the courier, and then when it buys tangos, you can give yourself 2 tangos.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
So or 1 tango, just whatever you want to do, man. And there's no let's just say let's not grab the first rune because it'd be kind of redundant.
Okay.
So just you can just go ahead and creep block.
30 seconds to go.
And we didn't quite get it done, so we'll have to wait for the timer because otherwise it'll do a double spawn. Boom, boom.
Ooh, this streaming. This is a little tough on the old ping here.
On the ping?
Yeah.
Are your FPS still good?
FPS is actually fine.
Huh.
Ping's up to like 120, which isn't.
Oh,
It's not horrible, but I'm used to like.
right.
I'm used to like 60.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything under 100, I think 120 you can kind of tell.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I'm behind the creeps here. Okay, that was
All right.
fine. I got a good creep block off, so
Okay.
we've got that
All
going
right.
for us. Okay. Oh yeah. Yep. This is not fun. Okay, so what do you do in this situation? Creep block better, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on the board. Oh gosh.
There you go.
Oh.
On my way to a one-bite kill. Leathern wings. Forward. My wings back. Extend. With malicious intent. I fly.
Man, I don't have like music or anything turned on. This is a fun experience for viewers and listeners.
I fly into a rage. Golden cargo. I roam. I fly
do.
My flight muscles. Bow. I roam. Overseen.
Is Storm Spirit like you're a mid dude? Is like he the guy for you?
Yeah, he's probably the one I have the most experience on. But I mean, I can play a variety of heroes.
Right.
Forward. I fly. Gliding in. With malicious intent.
Ah. Oh, I'm so bad at this.
It's all right.
Ugh. So what's the question here? So what should I try and go for runes if I can? Because you lose like
yes.
XP doing that though in some cases, right?
Depends. Like this is like so on rune controlling, you're gonna want to try to push out the wave. So like I just pushed out the wave right there. Like I got this rune, I didn't lose a single creep.
Okay. Oh gosh. I was microing my illusions. Frick. Dang it. Well, this is like StarCraft.
Alright.
That's okay. Alright. So now when that happens, you're like, alright, advantage. Time to go crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but like, I can kind of show. Oh, all right, this guy's here, so I'll get rid of that real quick. I'm gonna go this way.
I glide on.
Maybe use mana that I shouldn't have, but that's okay.
Thrust ahead. With malicious.
Did you leave the game?
No, I'm here. How's it going?
Okay. Oh, okay. There you are.
Did you leave the game?
I was
No,
like,
I'm here.
I was just
I
wondering where you
actually
were.
died. Oh, I should have TP'd back. What's wrong with me? Holy
That's why I was
smokes.
confused. That's okay.
Good lord. Alright, let's go. Okay, yep, so you can just tower dive no problem. Yep. Yeah.
All right.
GG. Yes, GG.
All right. So it'll lose. Okay. So let's talk about a couple mid lane things.
Yeah.
So on Viper, like okay, first things first. So Viper, do you know what orb walking is?
I do, yeah. So you
Okay.
Well, I think so. It's when I can use my poison attack to not draw creep aggro, right?
Right. Okay. So let's talk about that. Like first things first. So you lost your block. So I had my block on the high ground. Sometimes that probably shouldn't happen because most of the times the mids are going to go for the bounty runes and then you're going to get back and block. But if the support decides to block and one guy gets a high ground, the immediate thing you first do is you're gonna try to aggro creeps down back to your level. So let's
Oh,
let's
so
go
I
ahead.
I want to.
Yes, you
I
want to
want
bring.
to
You
pull
do
aggro.
not. You don't want me on the ground. Yeah, you don't want me on the high ground.
Right.
You want me to try to be low. So let's go ahead and we'll create a new lobby real quick, and then I'll be on the dire side and you can be on the radiant,
Okay.
and we can do this again real quick. And don't block your creeps, and I'll block mine a little bit, and then I'll show you kind of how it works.
Okay.
Because so I guess when you're talking about the mid lane, and I'll play Storm again. So when you're talking about the mid lane, the thing you want to think about is like a kill condition. Like how do I win the lane? How do I lose the lane? What can kill me? What can't? Create Carol Lich.
Right.
And so in my case, it's gonna be kind of hard to kill you until I hit level 6, because you have to get aggressive on me and like be close to me, because you're ranged, so you have that advantage. So I'm really not gonna be able to hit you with static remnants that much unless you get up close.
Right.
And you can also orb walk me, so you can
orb
do
whack.
damage. Yeah, you can orb whack me. You can orb walk me, so you can do damage without drawing creep aggro. So thing about there is. You're very efficient at trading, because if I have to run up and try to trade with overloads and static remnant procs, I'm going to be taking damage from your creeps. Creep damage is not to be underestimated. It's actually pretty significant.
Right.
Especially in the early damage, or in the early levels. So
Right.
that's something to consider.
What I did notice from the last game is there was a couple of minutes there where I felt okay with the harass, but then I kind of I don't think I farmed as well, so that delayed my bottle, and so I kind of ran out of steam.
So there's kind of like this mentality when you're playing mid. I'm gonna pause real quick.
Sure.
So there's like this mentality you have when you play mid. There's always gonna be like an aggressor, and there's always gonna be someone who plays defensive. You want to be the aggressor without overly committing, like, because you start taking tower shots because you're standing on the high ground and you're whacking them with spells and stuff like that. That's kind of bad.
That seems
like,
dumb. Yeah.
That's too aggressive. But on the same token, you want to be that guy who's every time you come up for a right click, you're going to enter my attack range zone, and I'm going to throw a right click on you. What is across all heroes? What is the most so how do I want to word this? Across all heroes, what is the most effective spell they can cast in the early levels?
Most effective spell? I would. Well,
yeah. What's the most efficient? What's the most efficient thing they can do at early levels?
I would say probably right clicking without being right click back.
Exactly. That's it costs you nothing. It costs you mana. If you're positioned right, it won't cost you creep aggro. It's the most effective thing you can do at early levels. So if you can outright click the other guy, and I'm not even talking about in damage, just if you can get more right clicks on the other guy than they can get on you, you kind of create this dynamic where I'm the one who's being aggressive. I am the one who's dictating how this mid lane is going. Now, obviously, you can't just be running through creep waves and right clicking, because then you're going to take aggro, and then the other person, if they just man up and right click you back, you're going to die.
Right.
So you kind of have to thread that balance between being aggressive and crazy.
Okay.
Because at some point in time, like, you stopped orb walking me. You just stopped. Like between like level 3 and 4. I was like sitting in creep waves. I was dropping remnants to farm. You were trying to farm under tower. I could try to deny where I could. Like I won the aggressive battle.
Yeah, you were driving the train there.
Right, exactly. And so like that shouldn't happen. And then when I hit level 6, I just killed you.
Right.
I mean, the second I hit level 6, I had creeps under tower and I just killed you.
Yeah,
so that's kind of one of the first things that I kind of want to know. So, that's just kind of like an overarching mid thing. So in this matchup specifically, if I'm Storm Spirit, I'm like, okay, he's gonna orb walk me. It's gonna happen. It's just the nature of how this matchup works. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ferry myself out of Salve, because I don't want to get to the point. If I'm always full, like if I'm always at like 3/4 health or more, you feel like, for whatever reason, it's like this stupid switch goes off in people's minds where, like, if I'm full health, they're like, okay, I'm not going to bother to harass.
Right.
But if I'm at like half health, then people are like, oh, I got to get aggressive on this guy. He's low. I'm gonna send him back to base.
Right.
So my whole thing is like, okay, I'm going to have to ferry myself out of South. I'm going to eat my tangos early. I'm going to try to stay as high in HP pool as I can, so that this Viper eventually just stops trying as hard and will focus more on farm.
Okay.
Like that's like one of the first things I'm worried about, because you outright click me, you can orb damage, you can orb walk me, and it's really ineffective for me to trade hits, especially at an early level. Now, once it hits 6, and then so my goal is like, I want to try to get to level 6 with a decent enough farm, hopefully an extra item or two, because if I get you down pretty low, I can kill you at 6 pretty easily. Storm Spirit does a crap ton of damage with 2 remnants and 3 and overload. Unless you're just maxing. Is it Nether Toxin? Is that your third skill?
Yes. Yeah, that's Nether Toxin.
Or no, is the one where people take damage if they hit you. Is that's not Nether
Corrosive Skin.
Yeah, so unless you're just maxing Corrosive Skin, and even then it's not that much because you're you don't have a high HP pool. Like my magic damage is still pretty significant, and most Vipers will get 1 or 2 points in Strike, and then another 2 in Nether Toxin. So they really only have 1 or 2 in Corrosive Skin. So it does not that much. So my goal is to be a high HP pool, be at a good enough mana pool at level 6, and then if I get the creep advantage, which I should because I can push waves way faster than you can.
Right.
I'll have a creep advantage over a tower, and then I can dive you. And we'll talk about creep advantage here in a second. But I'm gonna unpause, and then we're gonna get to the block. Don't block, just so I can show you a couple things.
Okay.
All right, carry on. I fly, finesse. Fly into a rage.
I wish I would have turned the Autumn's terrain on.
Oh, nice.
They did a good job with it. It looks sweet.
They did. They had the thing like where it was like raining, where it was like it actually makes it wet. Okay. Okay. So do you know how to do creep aggro?
Yeah, I just want to like get close to them and right-click you, right?
Right, but you don't have to get that close. You can't see my pings. So you can get like kind of close, but like right next to it, and then you can A-click me, and then pull back, and then you can try to pull creeps down to the low ground. Because for you to like, because you can't see me because your creeps are high ground. But if it was a little bit different, like you would have a hard time seeing me, and you have a miss hill up chance. I will trade hits with you all day long, even as a Storm Spirit, if I have the high ground. It's that good, especially at an early level. So you want to try to bring this back as quickly as possible, and also it helps isolate the range creeps, because range creeps are super important. And so it helps isolate those range creeps, and you can try to play aggressive based on that, because denying and getting the last hit on a range creep is really, really important. So to pull it back, you're just going to A-click me, and you're going to try to pull these creeps back. And I'll also try to do it as well. If someone tries to pull it, I'll try to pull it back to try to isolate the range creep.
So do I want to?
But you can't orb block me. You can't orb block me.
Right,
so.
right. Do I need to A-click, or do I just right-click?
You can right-click or you can A-click. I always A-click, but that's just because it's a me thing. You can right-click as well. I like doing the A-click because like it's an A-click because it's A-click, left-click, and then I can right-click to move, and so it just feels faster instead of right-click. But
okay.
Like I said, it just depends on your preference. You can right-click as well.
Old Sahbone is gonna right-click here.
Right-click. Still works. Right.
Okay.
You gotta make sure you get an aggro of the tree. You gotta get close to the creeps to do it.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
So, but you might have to do it a couple times because as of right now, you're still pretty close.
Okay,
so now
there we
you
go.
pull back a little bit.
Get back here, guys. Okay. So you're basically countering it.
Yeah.
Ah.
So you gotta do it like a couple times. Because watch how I do it with you. Like I brought these 2 all the way back to my range creep, which then brings these 2 all the way back here, and I can play around. And I just got the deny on my range creep.
Oh my
no
gosh.
big deal.
Ugh. Game is hard.
But see, now I got my creeps coming. So, and that's the thing. That's just kind of this aggressive play that I want you to try to emulate.
On my way to a one-bite kill.
Because right now you're not right-clicking me.
No. Should I be?
No, you shouldn't, because as I said, I've got the creep advantage, so I run up here and I just get to right click you for free.
Yeah, right.
So whenever I have like the creep advantage, I just get to go and right click you basically for free, and you can't really do anything about it. You kind of can because you're Viper, but if you were another hero that doesn't have an orb, there's nothing you can do about that.
Right.
You have to run back.
Because there were like 10 creeps there, and those
Right.
dudes hit hard at level 1.
Right, exactly. And so now that I push that wave, I get to go rune control a little bit. So I get to go grab this rune, and I've lost what? How many creeps? I think I've lost maybe one creep. One of your creeps died during this time.
So orb control. Creep controls everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the name of the game.
And I get this really nice rune, and I'm gonna walk up here and kill you.
Right. And
Oh.
Still alive. Now I'm dead.
All right. So I was, if I was better at moving, I would have made sure you hit that one. So that's creep control is everything. So let's go again, and I'll play a different hero this time. Do you still want to play Viper?
I don't know. Let me take a look.
Why don't you play another hero? I'll play Viper, and I'll kind of show you some things you can look at doing, and I'll pause and talk about it when it happens.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
And I'll give you Radiant because Radiant is easier. Because at the end of the day, so I know people like to focus on kills and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But if kills don't happen, whoever wins the lane is the one who wins the CS war. And that, as my voice cracks, that's usually dictated by, who harasses better or who right clicks better. If I just keep pushing the wave, but you're good at hitting under tower, then that's as good as a win or a draw. So, Viper definitely has that capability. So let's do this. Create hero lich.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, real quick, what's the win condition for you in this lane?
Win condition would be creep control.
Okay.
And being the aggressor.
Okay. So, I guess I shouldn't say win condition, but more like, how does this lane go well from you?
Gotcha.
I guess when I say win condition, I kind of think of that more as like Storm, because Storm actually has a win condition. It's usually like survive till 6, and then you kill whoever it is, and make sure you get decent CS. So from here, what I want you to do is not back down, try to fight back, but realize that I can orb walk and you can't. But you have a range advantage on me. Mirana has a better animation and has a slightly further attack range. You want to try to maintain the high ground as much as possible, and because you can push waves better than I can, you should be able to rune control better than I can.
Okay.
Because, if you clear a wave and then you head to the rune, and I have to kill 4 creeps or 3 creeps before I can get to the rune, the people who go to the rune to try to contest you for it are stupid. That is a bad way to play.
Instead of killing the creeps?
Instead of staying under cover and killing creeps.
Okay.
That is a leaving lane to go grab a rune is bad play. Is in general, there's always exceptions, but in general it is a bad play because of how much you lose out on experience and potential gold for the sole reason of contesting a rune. Right. Now, if you have a support, if you see him going and you've got a support coming to the rune, and we're trying to get a kill there, that's the quote unquote exception. But if you leaving just to try to take the rune from the other player, and they've already pushed your wave in, and it's creeps are hitting the tower, and you're not getting any XP or gold from that, that's a bad play.
Okay.
So we don't have supports in this game, so no one should be contesting runes.
Right.
Unless you get a kill, but again, if you're basing that decision on trying to get a kill and you don't know it's a guaranteed thing, then it's also a bad play.
That's dumb.
But,
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll start.
All right. Here we go.
Let's see. Are you at your blocking position?
Not at the moment. No.
Okay, because I think if I start the game before 30, it does it normally. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Oh, is it game start? Start game? Okay, it's too late. I don't want to test it. If it gets down to 30, you get like a double wave, and it's really messed up. So we'll just wait. I can't remember if it's game start or start game, or if it's one word or 2 words. Oh well. We can continue talking about things.
We're all good here. Okay, so I'm gonna try and get a good creep block, and then try and be.
And if I see something, I'll pause.
Okay.
Of course.
And here we go.
Look how the prey scatters before us. On track.
Got a feeling this is gonna be.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you used to play a lot of Murana. It was all support, but
I
forgot you used
mean,
to play a lot of-
like, play as in, like, yeah, I mean, it's like watching a second grader try and drive a car, you know?
Good idea.
Good. Good job getting those last 2 right clicks on.
All right.
Forward, head. That's
Yeah. Oh boy. I've overstayed my welcome.
Yep. Do I kill you? No.
Your mid tower.
It's close.
we ride. Of course.
I should have leveled Starstorm in this case.
Such power is ours.
You might have the range advantage, but you do have the benefit of having a faster projectile.
Yeah, that's true.
To the battle.
I do have that.
Okay, so do I want to be trying to move the creeps back towards me
Yes.
here? Okay.
As much as possible. But know that every time you come up, I'm doing this. So
Yeah.
It's kind of like that double-edged sword.
Right.
And because...
Scatter
Oh,
while
oh.
you can.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, that one free CS is really, really gonna screw up your game here. I can't even, like, I'm so bad at, like, last hitting that when I have free CS, like, I just miss CS.
It's okay.
Which is fine. That's just... Oh, the RNG, are you serious?
Inner light, dawn. I'm under attack. As you will.
Okay, so look at my positioning right now. This was something that you kind of didn't do when you were playing Viper. Look
Yeah.
at where I'm standing.
Right.
Where were you standing in this kind of similar situation when you were playing Viper?
I was probably, like, down in the river.
Right. So I understand there aren't any supports in this game, but I would do this even in a regular game too. You can't walk up here at all.
Right.
I am just in a dominant position. I just get to sit here all day. You come up here, I'm right clicking you, and you're low. And this is like that's kind of that whole like Viper thing, like you being low versus you not being low. I'm gonna kill you if you walk up here.
Yeah.
So now I get to sit here, I get the last hit, and I get to deny everything. Whereas when you were down in the river, I was getting the kind, even though I was low health, because keep in mind I was still kind of low health that first game a little bit. It was still, you could still do a lot of damage to me. I stayed back. I stayed kind of like as far away from you as possible, just like a straight line is on the opposite side of you as much as I could. Like if you imagine like the creep line, like where the creeps meet, wherever you were standing, I was standing on the opposite side of it. So to try to keep myself as far away from you while also still being in as much creep attack range as possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So like when you were standing like down in the river by your range creep, I'm standing by my range creep because that's creating the most distance while still keeping me as close as possible to right click creeps.
Okay.
Whereas where I'm standing here, the only really safe place for you to be is kind of like on the opposite side, like up in the lane a little bit towards where the rune is. That's really the only place you can really stand, because then I have to walk into the creep wave to orb walk you, which I totally would, but if I wasn't a hero with an orb, like that's the only safe place you can really stand.
Right.
So that's the other like you get to abuse positioning with Viper. So
okay. That makes sense.
We're gonna start again.
Okay.
So now I just get to stand here, right click that, deny my creeps, deny that creep, get to right click that one.
Good idea.
I didn't get that deny, but whatever, doesn't matter. Oh, I'm dumb. Oh no, he still attacked. Okay, cool, I missed that one. Perfect. But now, here, I'm just gonna stand up here again. Okay. Took a tower hit, whatever.
Forward by bounds.
Like, do you see, like, just how helpless and lost you feel
Oh, yeah.
right now?
There's nothing I can do.
As you wish.
And then this is the creeps on your high ground.
Yeah, right. Oh. All right, 23 HP.
Right. So this is just, and so now we get the rune. I'm gonna push this wave out a little bit. Try to rune control. Grab all these last hits. Right click you again because I can. If I had had more creeps there and you didn't Starstorm, I would have died. I would have dove you, and they would have taken that creep aggro. Bounty rune. That sucks, but whatever.
Of course.
Didn't miss a single creep. I basically made you go back to base, but whatever. I'm just gonna stand here.
I'll save this for you.
And now I'm gonna get the creep equilibrium back on my high ground, so that you're really screwed.
Oh, yeah. That's a great time. That's a great time right there.
We ride.
Okay, you're level 6. Yep.
Agreed.
And
Like
I'm
it
dead.
kill?
Yep.
Alright. Alright, and then what's your CS right now?
8.
Okay, any denies?
0 denies.
Okay, so even with all this right clicking and this harassing, so I've already killed you, but even with all that, I'm at 28 and 12.
Yeah,
so like,
you're just so
at
far
5
ahead.
minutes. At 5 minutes, you want to be, around, I'd say 25-ish. Your goal is your goal is going to be 60 as a mid laner. That's my expectation for you when you play, because people aren't going to deny and harass you as much. So you should be aiming for 60, but at 5 you can be at like that 25 to whatever range, because you can farm faster at the back end.
Right, right.
So, but like see how helpless you felt?
Yeah.
Like,
it was not fun.
right. Okay, so let's try it again. We'll put you back on Viper, and I'll play I'll play something really easy that Viper should just destroy. And I'm not saying that to show you how good I am.
Oh yeah, no. Like
when I beat you, but when you have these advantages, you've gotta maximize
for
that
sure.
lane advantage.
Yeah, no, I didn't take it that way. Don't worry. Yeah, so it's really just positioning, more or less.
Yeah, a lot of it's positioning, and it depends on your hero. So like Viper is very much like, I position yourself well, just make that other person's life miserable. Make sure you get as much farm as possible, because you don't. I mean, Viper does not scale incredibly well. You're tanky,
Right.
and you can dish out some single target damage, but I mean,
But you're falling off in the late game.
mobile heroes can kite you.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can really do. Whereas a hero like Storm, yeah, my laning is kind of sucks, and it's not the greatest in the world, but I'm super mobile late game and all that other fun stuff. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah. Okay, so I'm melee, so that means if I ever come to the lane to try to grab a CS, like you should punish that.
Right. Okay, so get a good creep block,
30 seconds.
Yep.
and then try and get the creeps to a good spot. Harass when you come to lane. CS. Try and make your life miserable through positioning and harassment.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
And if you find the opportunity, try to get a kill. But like I said, even though I got a kill and I harassed the crap out of you, I really didn't miss CS. And if I did, it was because I was harassing you or I missed something. When I went to go grab those 2 runes, I didn't miss a creep. Like, experience-wise. I think I missed one because you killed it, or my range creep killed it, and another one I didn't get back to it to right-click it in time.
Right.
But I got the experience. So I did not miss a creep's worth of experience. Okay, so I didn't block to give you a good block.
Oh, pfft. Yeah, that's
fine.
great.
So it's a good block for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Get back here.
You're missing creeps, man.
I see that. So wait, okay, here's my thing. So when I right-click you to try and draw creep aggro, I take a bunch of damage from the creeps.
So when you're trying to do it, you want to pull, and then you also want to start A-clicking your creeps as quickly as possible. You might take a right-click here or there from the creeps when you're trying to pull it, because I mean you're drawing aggro.
Yeah.
If you get close enough to them, they're gonna right-click you. So you A-click.
So,
pull
but
back.
they need to be in deny range, right? When I A-click my dudes?
No. You're just A-clicking, because what you're doing is you're aggroing, you're pulling them off, and then you're de-aggroing as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's something else I want to talk to you about real quick. I kind of fucked it up because I ran into the back of my creep. So what I had right at that moment is a creep advantage.
Okay.
I've got 4 creeps basically to your one.
Right.
In that moment, I stunned you, and I killed that creep. That means you are now stunned, and I've got 4 creeps at my disposal, plus me coming in to right-click you.
Yeah, I was in a bad spot.
You know, intuitively, you at that point know, like, okay, I can't trade with this guy. Which you're right, you can't trade with me. I'd kill you 100 times out of 100. But I do that because not only can you not right-click me there, but I get a couple right. I'm not going to get a right-click on me here because I'm walking into creeps and I'm going to get blocked. But I got 2 melee creeps that got to right-click you. That's an extra 60-something physical damage, and I got a ranged creep who I can't tell because I've got game paused, who I think fired one ranged bolt at you, I mean that's 90 damage.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not that much. That's like 70 damage you just took, completely free. The only thing I had to do was kind of not really manipulate, but recognize that, all right, at that right moment in time, you've got one range creep or one melee creep. I can stun you and kill that creep with damage, and then I'm going to have creeps at my back who are going to get some right clicks off at an early level. It's really good damage.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
All right, carry on.
Okay, so you have the creep advantage here, so I don't necessarily want to be...
Now you have an orb, so you have that one advantage. But yeah, at this point in time, you're just trying to get creep aggro.
So your avalanche you can use to really push out the creep wave then.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like I said, Viper sucks at rune control.
Right.
I mean, he does have that. But you see how I took maybe one right click from a melee creep, but I was able to pull it back a little bit,
Right.
and I got a creep out of that. I got a CS. Good positioning. See how I can't do anything?
Right.
And then you get to focus on last hitting, and I just have to stay back here. Now, make sure you hit your CS. Like that is the most important part. So like in a 1v1 I'd go grab bottom room, but I'm gonna play this like a normal game because I'm low health and low mana. I can't check the bottom room because I don't have vision. If there's a support there, I'm dead. So I'm forced to grabbing a bottle.
Right.
Like, see how strong this feels?
Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm good.
It's all right.
Don't worry, I'm good. Don't worry. I know you were concerned. Oh, okay, 2 range creeps. That's no bueno.
Yeah, that's the way I can push a lane.
Oh, I should be... Yep, there we go.
Why are you letting me do this?
I'm not. I'm right-clicking you. There we go.
But you let me come up and you pull a wave.
I did.
Like, did you check my mana? Like, did you
No,
know
I can't
cast
even click
spells?
on you. I couldn't even click on you.
Yeah, but like, did you know?
There we
that
go.
moment-
You've got some. Oh, I might die here. Close. Uh, oh, yep.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that.
Yeah, that
you're a
shouldn't have
Viper,
happened.
You're a lane
Yeah.
dominator, but low health is low health.
Yeah.
It's okay. But like, I mean, you felt like it, like how, like at that point in time, like how strong you were. Like I can't even come up to try to aggro creeps back because you're standing right there. Like,
Right.
whereas like where if you're standing back before, I could come up and try to like pull some creeps back to try to, you know, maybe last hit under tower or something. But when you're standing right there, I can't even come up to do that because you're gonna right click me.
Right.
Like you're such a dominant position at that point. Okay. So
in this position, do I want to be like right-clicking your creeps as much as possible to push the wave out?
yeah, I mean to try to bottle crow, but like I said, like when we're in that position where I can't even come like to like, you know, come up, like you want to hold that as much as possible. But then yeah, when I'm gone, you know, push the wave, try to go grab a rune or something. Okay, good. I say, be careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. That's close.
A noob is
Okay.
still a noob.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So at this point, you know, lane's kind of whatever. I got a kill. I got my CS. Oh, that's right. You didn't actually cast that before. I may
Yeah.
actually die.
I tried to.
I think you should have committed and got one more right click. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I've gotta go for a scrim, but so work on that with positioning. I do want to work with you again because I kind of want to teach. I want to teach you like a hero like Storm because I think
Ooh,
you're
yeah.
gonna have a lot of fun with Storm and Pup Heroes. Are you gonna be on later tonight?
I will not be.
I know you said okay. Maybe sometime this weekend.
This weekend might work, yes.
Okay, because I'll teach you a hero like Storm where you can focus on like, you know, because that's where it becomes really important, and it becomes really important to like get your CS because the difference between trying to dive someone at level 7 with treads and not having treads is really important.
Okay.
So cool. Hopefully you learn a couple things. Always like ask me questions and stuff like that. I'll be happy to help you out. But key thing is,
I think
keep the high ground. When you're Viper, make sure like I said, even when it's like a non-Viper matchups where it's maybe more middle, like even like it's something like a Windrunner versus a like a Puck or a Queen of Pain. Like,
Okay.
Whoever kind of wins that aggressive battle wins the lane because it like you can tell when it happens. At some point in time, there will be a dichotomy like switch where like one person's realizes like, okay, I'm the aggressor, and the other one's like, fuck, like if I come up here, I'm gonna get hit. And it's like you can just see it. Like it's just like this guy becomes alpha, and you want to be alpha. You want to be aggressive. You
Right.
want to be the guy who's like asking for ganks and like, you know, like getting upset at his lane. Like you want to be that guy
Right.
without diving towers and, you know, dying.
Right.
So, but awesome. I'll message you like tomorrow or something and see if we can maybe hook up again on this weekend. So hopefully you learned a bunch, and I want to keep working with you a little bit. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, for sure. I did. Thanks for taking some time for me.
Awesome, man. No worries. Adios, amigo.
Adios.